The episode opens with Gaurav pleading with Raghav to allow Anjali to fight his case. But Raghav, overwhelmed and stubborn, refuses. He tells Gaurav that this is the most complicated case of his life and insists on handling it alone. He adds that no one even knows who Anjali is. Her only identity comes from defeating him once. Nothing more. Anjali steps forward and admits it. Yes, defeating him is the only identity she has, but this is not the moment to hold on to old wounds. She tells Raghav that the case is too complex for personal ego, and she begs him to give his consent so she can win it for him. Raghav dismisses her plea and reminds her that she is the one who called him a walking institution. Mihek notices Raghav's voice choking and asks him if he's crying. Hurt and defensive, Raghav snaps that she too hears what everyone is saying about him, and he cannot bear it. Just then, Abhay arrives and reassures Raghav that nothing will happen to him. Aman follows, informing Raghav that he and Anjali have left the house, exactly what Raghav had wanted. Now that they are gone, Aman tells him he should return home. Pankaj steps in and asks the Rajputs to move aside so Raghav can be taken away. As Raghav exits the police station, a crowd surrounds him, shouting slogans and accusations. The noise, the hatred, the humiliation, it crushes him. Devastated, Raghav leaves with the police. Back at home, Sadhika confronts Anjali with guilt and remorse. She admits she wronged Anjali, that she never wanted her as the daughter-in-law of the house. But now, she begs her to save Raghav. Nivedita too folds her hands and pleads for Raghav's safety. Gaurav reminds Anjali that she has delivered justice to so many innocent people. Now she must deliver justice to Raghav. Sonia and Mihek add that Father's Day is approaching, and they cannot celebrate it without him. Finally, Aman steps forward and asks Anjali to promise him that she will bring Raghav home before Father's Day. With determination in her eyes, Anjali promises the entire Rajput family that she will secure Raghav's bail and bring him home. The episode begins with Anjali telling Gaurav that she will go to court, knowing that Bhajan will try to malign Raghav's image. She asserts that she knows how to stop Bhajan. Anjali then leaves. Nivedita asks Gaurav why he is crying. Gaurav replies emotionally, asking how he could not cry seeing Raghav's condition. In court, Bhajan accuses Raghav of attempting to kill Padma and presents his argument. He informs the judge that Pankaj is an eyewitness to the incident and calls him to the stand. Bhajan asks Pankaj whether he saw Raghav stabbing Padma. After recalling the incident, Pankaj tells the court that he indeed saw Raghav stabbing Padma. He then leaves the witness stand. The judge invites the defense lawyer to present his argument. As the lawyer agrees, Anjali interrupts and requests permission to take over the case, stating it is too complex for the current defense counsel. The defense lawyer insists on handling it herself. Aman and Ganesh also urge her to let Anjali take over, assuring her that Anjali's fee will be covered. Anjali then requests the judge to allow her to represent Raghav. However, Raghav refuses and asks the judge to allow him to argue the case himself. The judge grants permission. Raghav tells the court that Padma had invited him to her wedding and that she is like a daughter to him. Bhajan counters, asking why Raghav didn't represent Padma when she was molested if he truly cared for her. Raghav remains silent. Bhajan then calls Rupa Rani to the stand. Bhajan questions Rupa Rani about placing Padma in the Rajput household. Rupa Rani confirms and claims Raghav is not a good man. She criticizes him, saying men like him make the world unsafe for women and requests the court to punish him to protect women in society. The judge asks the defense lawyer if she wishes to cross-examine the witness. As she agrees, Anjali intervenes and requests the judge to allow her to question Rupa Rani. The judge grants her request. Anjali urges Raghav to trust her, promising to get him justice. She then questions Rupa Rani about how long Padma has worked as a maid. Rupa Rani replies, 6 years. Anjali then asks how many times she has visited Padma. Rupa Rani says once or twice. Anjali uses this to prove that Rupa Rani is more interested in the money Padma sends than Padma herself. Anjali asks Rupa Rani if she is well educated. Rupa Rani says no. Anjali then asks who taught her words like safety, society, and women's protection, and whether Bhajan coached her. Rupa Rani remains silent. Anjali concludes that Rupa Rani's testimony is influenced by Bhajan and should be disregarded by the court. Anjali requests the court to retrieve Raghav's phone, explaining that she had turned on the recorder during a call between Raghav and Padma. The judge agrees. She then asks to recall Pankaj to the stand, and the judge permits it. Anjali tells Pankaj that he was misled. Pankaj asks how, explaining that he saw Raghav holding a knife at the scene. Anjali questions whether he actually saw Raghav stab Padma. Pankaj remains silent. Episode ends. Pre-cap. The judge accepts Anjali's request and grants bail to Raghav. Raghav thanks Anjali, admitting that even he might not have argued as effectively to secure bail. He leaves. Ganesh notices Anjali tearing up and asks why. Anjali replies that she feels sorry for Raghav. Ganesh reassures her, saying that one day, Raghav will only look for her, but first, they must save him. Anjali says she has to save someone else before that. Meanwhile, a goon in disguise as a compounder enters Padma's hospital room and prepares to smother her with a pillow. Advertisement.